1. Basically, we have a complimentary water policy where the 3 highest tiers in the rewards program get up to 2 complimentary waters at check-in. I'm super lenient with the water policy, where anybody that asks me for water, I hand them out. Now that business is picking up and we're selling out, we're running through the water way too fast. So my manager says I need to look at the water policy and move forward from there because we're giving away too much water. I managed to cut down my water offerings by 70% greatly. My biggest worry was that regular airline pilot that stays with us for a week at a time. Renovations caused the first floor to be dedicated to construction workers, and one-day-only reservations, absolutely no stayovers first floor. This one airline pilot always asks for a first floor upgrade, but we couldn't accommodate first floor because of absolutely no stayovers. He's a multi-night stay guest, staying on a heavily discounted airline rate. The night before he was to check in, he called the night audit, that was unaware of the first floor issue, to pre-assign him to a first floor room. My manager warned him about how he won't be able to be put on the first floor yet, tried going behind her back to get put on the first floor. My manager got mad about what he did and told me when I check him in, not to put him on the first floor. As I'm checking him in, he asks to be put on the first floor. But I remind him that we can't and there's no first floor available. He complains to me, saying he's only going to be here for a night and he's leaving in the morning. I still say no. He casually asks if my general manager is here, and I say no, only the assistant manager, who spoke with him already about the first floor being blocked off. He goes to his room and comes back down annoyed because his room has an adjoined door to the next room. I apologize and let him know I have another room I can move him to, but I'm waiting for housekeeping to finish cleaning it. He got annoyed after waiting 30 seconds and told me to call them to ask when the room will be ready. I went in the back to not do that, because I'm not rushing housekeeping to clean a room when we are understaffed and they're already overworked. 5 minutes later, his room is ready, and I hand him his keys and 4 bottles of the cold complimentary water at check-in to get him to go to his room and for him to stop complaining. Here's the history with the pilot and the waters. He relies on the complimentary waters for all his water intake. Instead of sticking to policy, we just avoid the hassle and hand him waters whenever he asks, but here's the issue. He'll ask me for 4 cold waters, and later, during the same shift, he'll ask for another 4. That's 8 bottles of water he's getting per day for my shift alone. Front desk from morning, PM, night audit, he's always asking for water, so that's a lot for just one person. My coworker told him we can only give him 2 waters for checking in, not 4 every day, and he got mad at her and complained to a manager, and that manager reminded him about the water policy, and he still goes around her back to get more free complimentary cold waters. The next day, after the pilot says he's only going to be here for 1 night, of course he extends, during my shift, I notice I'm running low on water, and fill the fridge up since it was pretty much empty. In comes the pilot into the lobby. He asks for 4 more waters. Instead of sticking to policy about how if he would like to purchase some, since he's already gotten his waters at check-in yesterday, I give him 4 room temp ones since I only have 5 cold ones left to give out. Giving him 4 cold ones wouldn't be fair for other guests checking in that would like cold water. I see him crack open the water and take a sip, and that's when shit goes downhill. He looks at me and says, "No, I wanted cold water, not room temperature. Go get me cold ones." I let him know I'm out of cold ones to give him. I only have room temperature waters for right now since my fridge is nearly out. He looks at me, puzzled, and says he doesn't understand what I'm saying. He starts walking towards the front desk, still pressuring me to give him cold waters, but I basically continue with the policy. I let him know he already got his waters at check-in, and if he wants cold ones, we have some to sell in the sweet shop. I could charge to his room and get them for him. He said he'll trade the 4 room temperature ones for 1 cold one. He started talking about how he's entitled to 1 water a day, and I ask him, then why do you always ask for 4 at a time? Yet again, I tell him no, I can't give him any more water at this moment. Airline pilot proceeds to start cussing me out, saying I'm full of shit multiple times. and starts wailing about how this has happened to him before and he's going to speak to the managers about this. He starts pointing his fingers at me while cussing me out, and I said, "Excuse me?" because he's cussing in my lobby and there's other people there, and the airline pilot proceeds to go full victim mode. I go to the back office and lock the door to get away from him because he's acting crazy and aggressive. I notice he's losing his shit in the lobby because instead of standing there and facing his verbal abuse, I just decided to ignore him and go in the back office, which angered him. As I'm checking another guest in, he comes back to yell about how he's leaving a review in my name, and he proceeds to call his high-tier reward support number to complain about me. Full victim mode. I guess me saying "excuse me" to him was threatening, and now he feels like he's the victim now. He later comes up closer to me and starts yelling about how that's not how you treat a paying customer, and how dare I treat him like this. I said wait, hold up, because he's going full victim mode, and I had to stop him right there, and he says, "No, you hold up." I turned around and went back inside the office, not before he yelled at me, saying I'm a fucking dumbass. I let management know he cussed me out. Co-workers are telling me to call the cops and kick him the fuck out. I wanted to, but I chose not to because I wanted management to deal with him, since his issue seems to be above me now. Plus, his high-tier rewards protects him pretty good, which is pretty stupid. I'm still giving myself time to decide if I want to report him to his airline, and I think I'm going to. The next day after he checked out, he ignored my manager until he was about to leave, and told her he's going to call her and tell her his side of the story. His side of the story probably doesn't include him being aggressive and cussing me out. 2. Thursday night. Phone rings, I answer. It's our girl Bats, but I don't know that yet. She's just a prospective customer for a hotel that's just reopened and getting off the ground. She wants to know if we'll price match shittyota.com for 7 nights starting tonight. Hell yeah, we will. Our occupancy is like 5% midweek. She wants to know if she can have help with her bags. Yeah, of course. It's just me and an agent, but we're hardy. Batch rolls up an hour later with 22 suitcases, soft luggage bags, and garbage bags. All huge, all heavy. She's as old as the pyramids, fresh out of surgery, and utterly unhelpful, but extremely talkative. It's a lot of bags, but I do the check-in, her credit card works, and we work on getting it all to her room. Boss pops out of the office, and it's an old Jewish lady thrown out on the spot. Boss is furious that 2 of her staff are expending loads of time and energy on all these bags, that we're being taken advantage of, etc., etc., etc. Goes in on Bats. Bats is alternately mad as hell and sad as hell. And me and the GSA are awkwardly hauling bags all the while, but Bats winds up staying and shortening her reservation to 1 night, sobbing about such treatment the whole time. At the moment, I was Team Bats and told Boss off to some extent after, but Boss is the boss because she's smart as hell, as I would soon learn. Friday morning, Bats has me help unload her room. Fortunately, Boss is closing on the sale of her house, and is not in today to be all up in this shit making it worse. This time the hotel engineer backs me up. All 22 bags into the lobby by noon. But Bats doesn't have a hotel or a ride. She's trying to book Hotel R on shittyota.com, but it keeps throwing up an error. I imagine because she is actually blacklisted by either that hotel or that site. She calls up their customer service and gets nowhere, largely because she has turned into a screaming racist asshole. Their call center reps have accents and she fucking hates it. I try to tell her find a different hotel, but everything is either a ripoff or full of crack smokers and homeless, according to her. So finally I get in touch with Hotel R myself, who agree to a price match, but they don't make a reservation till she gets there. I feel bad sending her to them, but they're bigger and better equipped to handle this in our hotel. I find her a ride with a car company we work with. I load her stuff in the van, again 22 heavy bags. Load her in the van. She can't get in without a lot of help from me and the driver, and that's it. I text Boss that Bats is out of here and we can all breathe easier. Friday afternoon. How racist and terrible do you have to be to make a big city driver give up and dump you back at your point of origin? She calls us from the road, screaming about how he's kidnapping her. The car company owner calls me on the other line about how she's abusing the driver for being Hispanic, and they dump her and 22 bags on the curb next to my hotel. In the meantime, she's cursing me out too for whatever reason, and I tell her to stay the hell off our property or I'm going to call the police. She says she's waiting for a ride and wouldn't even want to come near us, and I'm delighted. I finish my day and go home, which in this case is downstairs because I live here. Friday night, like actual night, I come up to go out for dinner and Bats is still on the curb, passed out in her own trash with an empty handle of vodka at her feet. I contact EMS, they wake her up, she screams them off. They let me know she's not actually drunk, she's just like this. I go out to get this lady off the sidewalk once and for all. No, the police can't remove her, the sidewalk is city property. Folks, it takes 2 hours and a dozen calls to find a hotel equipped for this lady. She discarded many of the same reasons as 8 hours earlier. Of our calls, a number of them don't answer at all, pandemic. Many do not price match, one of which, Hotel D, is staffed by Buddy, who I haven't talked to in like a year, and we pledged to catch up. But he says that Hotel D can't help her because no one is there to help with bags, nor room enough for them. She really likes Hotel D, but too bad. I finally get help from Hotel W, who says they can price match, they can handle bags, they take the reservation. She doesn't like Hotel W very much, but tough shit. This time I set her up with an Uber. Once again, I load 22 bags. Once again, I and the driver hoist her into the van, underarm pickup. Once again, off goes Bats. But it can't be that easy. Friday, late night, I'm off work. I call Hotel D again just to chat with Buddy and shoot the shit. We catch up, it's good times. Until he says, "Hold on." What the hell? Who do I hear screaming from the other end of the phone but Bats? She harangued the Uber driver into bringing her to Hotel D. I hear Buddy making a million excuses why he cannot take her or her 22 bags. Finally, he chases her off. No word on how he got her into the van. Saturday early morning, text from Buddy. "Sorry for the early text, but what was that lady's name?" "She's back." Over text, I get the tale. Bats and the same Uber driver from last night have returned to Hotel D with police demanding to be checked in. Obviously, this does not fly. And apparently, the police wind up taking her to a shelter. No word on what happened to her 22 bags, or if the Uber driver got paid for carrying this lady around literally all night. I and my hotel are named in the incident report at Hotel D, so I hope we never need anything from them because even though I sent her elsewhere, they're probably going to blame me for this somehow. Also, no word on if Buddy is ever going to talk to me again after I indirectly, accidentally visited hell on him at both the beginning and end of his night shift. 3. Okay, so this happened a while ago, but for some backstory, we had a college sports team staying the weekend this occurred, and my hotel has a coin-op washer and dryer for guests to use. Also, this happened a few months ago, and I've been working front desk for probably 8 months now, so I've probably been there for about 6 months when this happened. "Could I get some detergent for the laundry and $6 and change?" Absolutely, this is where they'll hand me the bills to exchange for quarters. But he didn't, and I just figured he was planning to give it to me along with paying for the detergent. So that's going to be $7 total. He's not paying attention. I grabbed the laundry detergent, alright, so it's just going to be $7 total. Still silent. I set the detergent on the counter in front of him. Alright, so with the change and the detergent, it'll be $7. He finally looks up. "Oh, I don't have any money." I understand thinking detergent was complimentary, but I guess when he asked me for change, he was literally asking me to give him change. But I guess maybe some hotels give out change for the laundry and I'm just unaware. I don't know. Oh, okay, well, unfortunately, I have a note that we aren't doing room charges for the team, and I can't make change from a card. Oh, okay. He walks away. About 10 minutes later, he comes back with his friend, who has a card. "Hey, we need detergent and $6 and change." "Alright, That'll be $1 for the detergent plus the $6 in change. His friend hands me the card. So unfortunately, I can't make change from a card.
Okay, well, what if I buy something from the market and do cashback?
Unfortunately, our machine doesn't do cashback.
Well, do you have an ATM?
We unfortunately don't have one on the property, but I believe the restaurant we share a parking lot with does. Maybe we should have an ATM, and I feel for them about not being able to do cashback either, but these things are not my choice, nor are they my fault.
Okay. Well, can we just take the detergent and pay for it tomorrow?
I think there must have been a miscommunication here, because they could buy the detergent with the card. They just couldn't get change with it. I should have corrected this, but I was just so confused by what he was asking that it completely went over my head. No, I'm sorry, we wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, well, what are we supposed to do?
Well, there is an ATM within walking distance, but other than that, I'm not sure how to help you. I'm very sorry.
Well, can you just give me some quarters? You have them right there.
Pointing to the cash drawer. Unfortunately, I would not be able to give you change from the drawer, no.
Well, our clothes are dirty. What are we supposed to do?
I'm not sure. I'm very sorry, but I unfortunately cannot give out money. This went on for a bit at this point. I just didn't know what to tell him besides I'm sorry. And I tried my best throughout the interaction to be as kind and cheerful as possible. Eventually he came back with cash, so all was well. But I am still baffled that they thought I was just going to give them money out of the cash drawer I'm responsible for. And these were college students, so they were fully adult men. And like I said, maybe I'm just dumb and giving quarters for the coin-op laundry is a normal procedure at other hotels that I just didn't know about. And I do understand that it sucks that we don't have an ATM or cashback options. But I was really shocked that they just asked me to give them free money, even after it was clarified that they needed to pay for laundry. If you work at a hotel that gives out coins for the coin-op laundry, please let me know. I'm genuinely curious as to whether that's a thing or not. I wouldn't think so, but I can't think of any other reason that they'd think I'd just give them money. 4. Hello friends, it is I, Compiler Cat. Since the subject of this post has happened for the second time with a different guest, it reminded me of a guest interaction from a while ago that I thought I'd share. Picture this. It is a lovely night at the hotel, and you are a horrible guest. I'm hanging out at the desk doing night audit stuff. Vending machine guy comes up to the desk smelling quite boozy.
Hey, there's something wrong with the vending machine. Can you come help me?
Well, shit, I really hope it's not broken, because I sure as hell can't fix a vending machine. Of course, sir. I'll come have a look at it. Vending machine guy leads me over to the snack machine and points at it angrily.
See? It's not working. I pay, but the screen didn't change.
Well, vending machine guy is right. The touch screen where you select what snacks you want is just showing the welcome message. I press a button and tap on the screen, but nothing happens. Oh no, I'm very sorry about this. I can call the vending company and have them come out to take a look at it. Did you try to pay with cash or card?
Card? Are you saying I have to wait until the vending machine people come to get my card back?
Alarm bells start going off. Wait, I'm sorry, your card? Now, gentle listener, I'm sure that there must be card readers in some vending machines somewhere that work by having you insert your card into the chip machine. There would have to be in order for this to have happened. However, our machine is not one of them. There is a place on the side that says swipe here, and there is a tap icon below the screen. You can even hold your phone several inches away from it, as I did when I took the picture, and it will still attempt to read a card from the digital wallet. Now, we haven't touched on the other slot in the machine, you know, the one labeled cash in big bold letters. Y'all, this man, this grown adult human man, he saw this clearly labeled slot and immediately decided that no matter its intended purpose, it was the exact place where his credit card should go. It didn't matter that it must have been rather difficult to shove the card into the slot designed to accept significantly thinner objects made of paper. No, this drunk idiot saw an opening and knew that he had to shove something into it to get what he wanted. My condolences to his significant other. Anyways, that's what he did. I'm struggling to maintain my customer service tone and exercise some patience as I explain. Sir, you inserted your credit card into the cash slot. Your credit card is supposed to be slid here, where it says slide here or tapped on the screen. This slot says cash. It's the cash slot. For cash.
Oh, so how do I get my card out then?
Well, sir, I will do my best to get your card out. Please give me a second. I managed to get his card out of the machine with a pair of needle-nose pliers that we happened to have at the desk. I hand the guest his card back.
Okay, so now how do I get a bag of chips?
Deep breaths, deep, calming breaths. Well, first you swipe your card on the card reader. Proceeds to swipe his card the wrong way 4 times in a row, with the magnetic strip facing out.
It's not working.
I've had enough. I take the card from him, swipe it right side up. Okay, sir, what did you want? I then proceeded to buy this man some chips and a candy bar, hand him his card and snacks, and send him off to his room before I bang my head against the wall. 2 days later, you will never guess he comes back to the desk, complaining that the vending machine has eaten his card. Yep. Now, I assume that vending machine guy was simply too drunk to recall that night, but he's certainly not drunk now, so what the fuck? I retrieve his card from him again, explain that the slot he put his card in is for cash again, and walk him through the apparently difficult process of swiping his credit card and selecting his snacks again. A couple days later, I see my coworker, the other night auditor, at the hotel picking up his check. I think it'll make a funny story, so I tell him about the escapades of vending machine guy.
Wait, are you talking about the guest in 237?
Yeah, how did you know?
Because he did the exact same thing with me. Twice!
5. I used to be a manager at a Midwest hotel, but after I determined there was no way I could make enough money while maintaining a healthy life and work balance, I left for another career. I am still in good relations with management, so in return for letting me keep my hotel discounts, I help them out when there's call-offs or covering Christmas parties, etc. As such, I got a call to cover a few hours of front desk in the evening. Easy. Just a few check-ins and reservations. For the most part, things ran smoothly. Everyone was friendly, I had some good conversations with guests, and sold out the rest of the rooms for that night. 7:30 p.m. hit, and all had been quiet for a bit. My relief was to be here in 30 minutes. In walks this woman in business attire to check in. I begin the process and maintain pleasantries while preparing everything, and she is very friendly. Until I see her card she reserved with has declined the authorization. I'm sorry, ma'am, may I see the card you reserved with? It's declining the authorization for tonight, and I would like to make sure the numbers are correct. Her face, which up to this point is friendly, turns into this angry, twisted frown, like I just kicked her child. She hands me the card and I verify it's all correct. Well, everything seems to be in order, let me try again. I request authorization again, and it declines. I apologize, ma'am, this card seems to be rejected. Do you have another we could put on file for the room?
This is bullshit. I stay here all the time, and they never have issues. I don't have time for this. They always just check me in. Why can't you just do that?
Ma'am, it's okay. I'm sure it's just an error on the card, but my system won't let me continue until we have verification for payment on file. Perhaps there is another card we can use until this one is sorted.
Oh, great. Now I have to waste my time on the phone fixing this card when you know very well this is bull. If the regular person would show up for their job, this wouldn't be a problem.
At that time, the person who is going to take over walks in, and I flag them to the back office. I tell the lady I'll be right back and see what I can do. She ignores me and starts calling someone. My coworker explains that her card always declines, and the management just lets her in. She gives us a new card when she checks out, and it always pays. I shrug. Not my farm anymore. Who am I to question their chickens? And head back up. Good news, ma'am, I just got the approval to check you in, so I'll bypass the card authorization. She switches on a dime, hangs up with whoever she's talking to mid-conversation, and starts being pleasant and smiling again. She starts going on about how we are the best in town and she loves it here, and how we're all wonderful. I give her the keys and send her on her way. My coworker explains that she is a state representative, and she is absolutely crazy, always has room problems, and if things don't go perfect, she throws the biggest tantrum. Classic nut job. We look her up, and find a few posts about her saying some racist and homophobic stuff that landed her in hot water for a bit. But not much else. At least I know who not to vote for in the next election season. Hey everybody, Hellfreezer here, and thank you very much for listening to Coahw, number 62. And thank you very much to everybody who allowed me to use their stories in this video. If you liked the video, then you can help me out by giving the video a like. That actually does a lot to get other people to see it. You can also help by leaving a comment, and if you haven't subscribed already, you could hit that subscribe button right there. If you need assistance, just ring and we'll have the bellhop do it for you. What day is this? I get confused. It is Thursday. Oh, I have to remember to bring my trash cans in, but it should have got picked up today. Bring them in, then fill them up again, most likely. Okay, let's see. I think, yeah, no more streams until Saturday. And we'll probably do a split stream on Saturday between No Man's Sky. Although I've finished Expeditions, there's a few bits and bobs to do. There's actually a thing I want to try. It's a little glitch in the game. Apparently you can do it. It looks fun, so I'm going to try that maybe later. And yeah, so I think stream on Saturday, and we'll just kind of chill until then. Okay, so until next time, thank you very much for listening, and take very good care of yourselves.